They say life can change in a second. Mine changed in 8 seconds. That's how long it took from the moment the truck swerved into the oncoming lane until I regained consciousness in the overturned car. Multiple fractures, the doctor said. It will require lengthy rehabilitation, at least 6 months of bed rest. Emma, my wife, stayed brave. We'll manage, honey. I'll take extra shifts at the clinic. But we both knew my insurance wouldn't be enough. Medical bills were piling up like a snowball. I can help, offered Sophie, my mother-in-law. I'll take care of Alex while Emma is at work. Mom, are you sure it's difficult? I'm a retired nurse, remember? This isn't my first time. So Sophie became my caregiver. At 50, she had retained not only her professional skills, but also a remarkable grace. Her touches were confident and gentle at the same time. Need to turn you on your side, she would say, to prevent bed sores. At first, I was terribly embarrassed, especially during bathing procedures. But Sophie remained professional. Come on, Alex, I've been in medicine for 20 years. For me, a body is just a body. Emma would leave early and return late. Sometimes I heard her crying in the bathroom. She's strong, Sophie would say while wiping my back. But it's hard for her. I feel like a burden. Nonsense, you'll get better. Her hands glided across my skin, professionally massaging the muscles. But sometimes it seemed her touches lasted longer than necessary. Does it hurt? She would ask, massaging a particularly tense area. No, not at all. In such moments, a strange tension would hang between us. She would look away. I would pretend to be dozing. One evening, Emma called. Sorry, honey, I'll be late again. Emergency surgery. It's okay, Sophie's with me. I'm so grateful to Mom. I don't know what we'd do without her. I didn't know either, but with each passing day, I felt more acutely Sophie's presence was becoming something more than just help. Want a sleeping pill? She asked, adjusting my pillow. No, let's just talk. She sat down beside me. In the twilight, her profile seemed especially sharp. About what? Anything. Just stay with me. Days merged into an endless succession of procedures, conversations, and touches. Sophie spent more and more time with me. Tell me about yourself, I asked. About your youth, about how you met Emma's father. Why do you want to know? Just curious. She would sit in the chair by the bed, crossing one leg over the other. Her house dress would rise slightly, revealing her knees. I was like Emma, she said, just as determined. Thought being a nurse was everything. And then I met John. And fell in love. More like gave in to passion. You know that feeling, when your mind says no, but your body... She stopped short, meeting my gaze. But your body? My voice grew hoarse. Never mind, let's do your exercises. Physical therapy was becoming increasingly torturous, not from pain, from her touches. We need to work the muscles, she would say, massaging my legs. Otherwise, they'll atrophy. Her fingers slid up my thigh. I held my breath. Does it hurt? No. Tension? Yes. She paused for a moment, then pulled away. That's enough for today. At night, I couldn't sleep. Her image haunted me. The curve of her neck, the scent of her hair, casual touches. You're not sleeping well, she noticed in the morning. Maybe take a sleeping pill after all? No, just thoughts. About what? You know what? She turned to the window. Don't, Alex, it's wrong. And what's right? Pretending nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. But we both knew that was a lie. Something was happening. Something dangerous and inevitable. Emma called less and less frequently. Work consumed her completely. She's wearing herself out, Sophie said, helping me with dinner. I'm worried about her. What about yourself? What? Are you worried about yourself? About what's happening between us? Alex stopped, but her hands trembled as she wiped my lips with a napkin. One day during a massage, our eyes met. She leaned too close. I could feel her breath on my face. Sophie, be quiet, she whispered. Just be quiet. It happened on a rainy Tuesday. Emma was on night duty. Sophie was giving me a massage. Turn onto your back. Her voice trembled. Her hands glided across my chest, lingering longer than necessary. The room was hot despite the working air conditioner. Sophie! I caught her hand. Don't, she whispered, but didn't pull away. Look at me. She raised her eyes. They reflected the same madness that was burning me from within. We shouldn't, her lips trembled. I know. But we couldn't stop anymore. Her lips found mine, hands tangled in hair. The scent of her perfume made my head spin. Rain drummed against the windows, drowning out our voices. She smelled of vanilla. My fingers trembled, touching her silk dress. Each touch made my heart beat faster. She pressed closer, whispering my name. The pain in my joints receded, replaced by something stronger. The world narrowed to this room, to just the two of us, to the sound of rain outside. Afterward, we lay in silence. The rain wouldn't stop. "What have we done?" she whispered. "What we wanted to. Emma!" "Ed, don't talk about her. Not now." She stood up, adjusting her dress. "This was a mistake." "Do you really think so?" "No." She turned to the window, and that's the scariest part. The phone shattered the silence. Emma. "Hi, honey. How are you?" "Fine." I tried to speak calmly. "Is Mom there?" "Yes, I'm here." Sophie took the phone. Her voice didn't waver. "Everything's fine, dear. He's almost asleep." "Thanks, Mom. You're an angel." Sophie turned off the phone. We looked at each other. "We're monsters," she said. "I know. This can't happen again." But we both knew it would. Again and again. The following weeks turned into a dangerous dance on the edge of an abyss. Every time Emma left for work, we lost control. "This is madness," Sophie whispered, kissing me. "We've gone crazy." I couldn't disagree, but stopping was beyond our power. During the day, she remained a professional caregiver, measuring blood pressure, giving injections, helping with exercises. But her touches burned even through latex gloves. "Your recovery's going well," she would say in front of Emma. "You'll be walking soon." "It's all thanks to you, Mom," her daughter smiled. "You take such good care of him." If only she knew how. At night, when Emma was on duty, Sophie would come to me. Moonlight silvered her graying hair, and time seemed to stop. "We must stop," she would say each time. "We must," I would agree, pulling her closer. During the day, we were tormented by conscience. At night, by passion. "You know what's worst?" she asked once. "I don't feel guilty. Only fear." "Fear of what?" "That this won't end. That I won't be able to live without you." I understood her. With each day, our obsession with each other grew stronger. Emma began to suspect something. Woman's intuition? "Mom's so different," she said one day, "like she's gotten younger." "Really?" "And you're different too, more alive." I stayed silent. What could I say? One day Emma came home early. We barely managed to spring apart. "What happened?" she asked, seeing our flushed faces. "His temperature's up," Sophie said quickly. "I was just checking it." "Should we call a doctor?" "No," we answered simultaneously. Emma gave us a strange look. "What's going on with you?" "Nothing." Sophie adjusted her robe. "Just tired." That night she didn't come. I lay awake staring at the ceiling. Emma breathed quietly beside me. The phone vibrated softly. A message from Sophie. "We must stop before it's too late." "It's already too late," I replied. "Alex, you have a letter." Emma handed me the envelope. "From the rehabilitation center." I took it with trembling hands. Sophie froze by the window. "They're ready to take you in a month," Emma beamed. "Isn't that wonderful?" "Yes, wonderful." "Mom, did you hear Alex will be able to walk?" "Great news." Sophie's voice sounded hollow. Rehabilitation meant the end of our meetings, our madness. Later, when Emma left for work, Sophie burst into the room. "We can't continue like this." "I know." "No, you don't understand. I'm going crazy. Can't sleep, can't eat. All I think about is you." "And I think about you. This is destroying us." She was right. We were losing weight, not sleeping, living as if in a fever. "What should we do?" I asked. "Run." "What?" "Let's leave. Somewhere far away. Start over." "What about Emma?" "What about our life?" She was almost shouting. "I love my daughter, but I love you too." First time these words were spoken aloud. "Sophie, don't say anything. Just think about it." That evening, Emma returned troubled. "Mom's been acting strange lately. Haven't you noticed?" "No." And she's gathering her documents. Renewed her passport. I went cold. "Maybe she's planning to travel?" I suggested. "Maybe." Emma pondered. "You know, she never really recovered after the divorce from Dad. Always searching for something." "And not finding it? Or finding the wrong thing?" She looked at me intently. "Alex, do you know something?" "No, what makes you think that?" "I don't know. I just feel like something's happening." That night, Sophie came for the last time. Her kisses were salty with tears. "I bought tickets," she whispered, "to Mexico next week." Sophie. Decide, Alex, either everything or nothing. For 3 days I didn't sleep, torn between duty and madness. Sophie didn't come. Said she was sick. "Should we visit Mom?" Emma suggested. "No," I answered too quickly. "I mean, let her rest." The night before Sophie's departure, I made my decision, sent her a message. Come over. Need to tell you in person. She came in the morning after Emma had left. Well? Her eyes were feverishly bright. I can't. She sat down as if her legs couldn't hold her. Why? Because it will kill Emma. Because it's madness. And me? I'm already dead without you. Sophie! No, listen! She grabbed my hand. I've never felt anything like this. Even in my youth, it's like a fire. Either we burn together or we extinguish the fire before everything burns down. Coward, she recoiled. You're just afraid to be happy. I'm afraid of making everyone I love unhappy. And do you love me? I was silent. She laughed bitterly. I see. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry for believing that we could... The front door slammed. Emma stood in the doorway. Mom, aren't you sick? We froze. A terrible silence fell. What's going on here? Emma looked from me to her mother. Nothing. Sophie stood up. Just what? Steel rang in Emma's voice. Why do you both look like you've seen ghosts? Emma, I started to speak, but she raised her hand. Be quiet. I'm not blind. I saw everything all these months. Sweetheart. Sophie stepped toward her. Don't dare call me sweetheart, you both of you. She burst into tears. I'm leaving, Sophie said quietly, forever. Without him. Emma laughed bitterly. Yes, he chose you. And you chose betrayal. Sophie left without looking back. Emma and I were left alone. Why? She asked. I don't know. Do you love her? No. Yes, I don't know. And me? You always. She looked at me for a long time. You know what? I'm not sure that's true, and I'm not sure I can live with this. She left too, and I remained alone, in an empty house, with an empty heart destroyed by my own hands. A week later, a postcard came from Mexico. No signature, just a phrase. Sometimes the right choice is the wrong choice. Did you like this story? Let us know in the comments what you liked. Subscribe to our storytelling podcast. Also, don't forget to like and ring the bell so you don't miss more interesting stories. See you soon.